Aloha kako. Ka'oho'o ka'alasito, aka Kale, depending what region you're living in, for your monetary mana'o of the day. Are you a Kane? Are you in your 40s? Are you in a mixed family, blended family? Maybe divorced, broke up, got back together, remarried, whatever, you know. You got kids, your other half got kids. You're living in Hawaii with its outrageous cost of living, trying to survive, make things happen, be the leader for your family. If that's you, welcome. Because that's me too. Trying to make it happen. That's what we do, right? Us guys got to do that. I love talking with this niche of men that, you know, because we all have kuleana, we all have responsibilities that we have to do as men. Things that the women expect us to do, or that we're just, you know, like generation by generation being taught that that's what we're supposed to do as men. Be the leader for our household, be a role model for our kids and for our spouses, take care, protect, you know, bring home the bacon, all those things. But also deal with our own stress on our own time, right? Maybe not even talk about it because that's not the Kane thing to do. You know, bury it deep down inside, suck it up. But I don't believe in that. I do believe in the first parts of that, but when it comes to like having to like talk about stuff, I'm all about that. So welcome. If you feel like you need to talk about stuff, you know, comment down below. Let's talk about it. More Kane should come in and talk about it, give their feedback, give their mana'o of what they feel is their experience, you know. There's no right or wrongs to this. We're all learning day by day. There's no instruction manual that comes with being a human being or a Kane or wherever it is that you grew up and you're being raised and all that. Your guardians raised you. There's no rules. It's just learning as we go, and common sense will teach us what's right or wrong of the decisions we want to make. So congratulations to you if you're trying to pull that off. And if you're still in the struggle, hey, don't quit. Don't quit. Keep going. Keep pushing. Persevere through all that muck to get to the good stuff. You know, find yourself a good support group like here if you want at Kanakapreneur, or you know, good friends that you got. You know, like scientists say. I remember seeing this article where it's scientifically proven men need to go and hang out with other men to talk about stuff. You know, talk about things that Wahine cannot like understand where we're coming from. You know, and it's vice versa. You know, we're very unique. Every single one of us is like a finger. Every single one of us has our own fingerprint. That's what makes us unique. So not everybody's going to be the same. It's not a cookie cutter thing, right? But I do believe talking about stuff, especially being in the medical field, paramedic, you know, for at least 23 years, talking about stuff, especially when you come through a lot of stress, is very, very important. It's healthy, you know, because the only other way to do it that I've seen, and, you know, sometimes I've even gone to, is like going in different paths. That's not very healthy for the body, you know. Drugs, alcohol, whatever vices or whatever things to cope with it over a long period of time, that is not going to be good for your body. But talking is always good and healthy, always. So yeah, so welcome, aloha. Today I want to talk about, I'm always going to want to connect everything to finances. If the first time you're here, welcome, by the way. If this is the first time you're here, my name is Ka'ohu. I like to always talk about finances. Why? Because I feel like actually no, I take that back. I know that finances connects. It's totally intertwined into every single one of our lives. Like, the more present the day is, just look around you. Everything that you have, everything on your body, in your surroundings, in your environment, needs money in order to acquire, right? Needs money in some shape, way, or form. Needs some type of currency, money, whatever's, in order to acquire it, in order for you to benefit from it. So I'm always going to want to talk about the basics of financing, because we need to learn to be able to talk about it more. We need to be more courageous to talk about it and not give a damn what society thinks we should or shouldn't do. I do have Japanese and Chinese blood, so I know for a fact, especially in Hawaii with having a lot of Asian influence, that talking about finances is a no-no. I know this. But so what? Talking like I guess the only example as a father, right? If we don't talk to our kids about sex, they're gonna do it either way. But wouldn't it be beneficial if we get to them first, right? They're gonna learn about alcohol. They're gonna learn about drugs. But wouldn't it be beneficial that we get to them first? And that's the same thing with our own minds and our own bodies. Is if we can talk about finances on our own terms, in a very safe environment, no judgments, all that, then wouldn't it benefit all of us? It would. The answer is yes, it will. So let's learn to talk about it more. And here, you can totally be free to talk about it. If I don't know the answers, which I don't know every answer, then come over here, put it out on the comments feed below, and somebody will answer it. We create networking that way. We create a community that way. And I think that's a beautiful thing. So today, I want to talk about a few things. Mainly, it's investing. There's the 4 levels of financial foundation that I like to teach in our classes. That's the strong financial foundation for everyone. Again, just to recap, number 1, real quickly, is proper protection. Number 2 is debt management. Number 3 is emergency fund. And number 4 is investing. These steps is what it should be done. A lot of people nowadays are going ass backwards, where they go investing first. They have no emergency fund, still with a lot of debt, and no proper protection for yourself. Okay? So let's go with investing now that we got that out of the way. Now investing, comment down below. I'll give you a few seconds to do it. You can press pause or whatever. By the way, welcome to my channel. Please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it to keep this feed going. I just love talking on my routes home. You're always going to see me in my car because that's the really good 20 to 30 minutes of me time that I got in between family and work and my second jobs or my businesses and whatnot. It's the hustle. I love to grind. I love to hustle all the time. So driving is a lot of Hawaii's in everybody's lifestyle too. In Hawaii, you got to drive everywhere, and a lot of times it's going to be at least 20 minutes depending on traffic. So this is the best time I feel like I can have to myself and brain dump my thoughts that I've experienced throughout the day and through my readings and podcasts that I experience, and share with everybody and talk about it, because it's a safe space. So investing. What do you think of when you hear the word investing? Okay, so if you wrote down your thoughts and whatnot, I really appreciate it. I'll go to every single one. I'll respond to you. But this is my experience. Investing doesn't only have to be like in the stock markets or in real estate or even anything dealing with money. Like investing in a nutshell is something that you put something into, whether it's money, time, skill, whatever, in order to get a return back, right? If you're just putting something into something, you're just giving it away. You're not getting any return, But if you're doing, even giving it away stuff, like to get something back in return, whether it's like karma, that's investing, right? You're getting something back in return. But to me, investing, like we're talking about not only investing into stock market stuff, but also investing your time, Like my upline before told me that whenever you spend money that's invested into yourself, that's always a great investment. Whether you're purchasing a book to read, or whether you're purchasing a one-on-one client time, or you're purchasing for a class or something to better your skills or your knowledge, you know what I mean? Like that's always going to be a great investment, always. And so that's one of the things that we can always talk about too, is like, don't think that just staying stagnant is going to help elevate you just because you think, oh yeah, I'm just going, I'm going to think positive. I'm going to think positive and everything's going to work out. Yeah, okay. You can think positive. That's always great. But you still need to increase your skills. You need to. In whatever it is that piques your interest, If you want to increase your skills in like something leisure, if you want to increase your skills in business, you want to increase your skills in your workplace, or even like emotionally, you know what I mean, by talking to others, or if you want to invest time by taking, having a better relationship out of your busy schedule with your other half. I mean, these are all investments that's going to give you back dividends, right? And not only has to be in money. All of these dividends that's going to come back to you, whether it's cash or not, is going to help to better your life, to make you happier, to make you more courageous, to make you more positive, on your outlook of life, not just only focusing on negatives. And that kind of stuff really is noticeable by a lot of people around you. So if you feel like everybody around you is being negative and whatnot, maybe you're attracting that. That could be you're attracting that, because nobody likes to self-critique, right? So maybe you yourself, if you look in the mirror, do it in private or whatever, maybe you're just a negative Nancy all the time. And, like whatever it is that you put forth into the cosmos, you're going to attract, and it's going to come back to you. That works on both fronts too. Like if you keep putting out positivity, if you believe in that the better outcomes, irregardless of what's going on in your life, then that stuff will be attracted back to you. Before I go to sleep every night, I say, the world is abundant. The world is abundant. I attract wealth, and wealth is attracted to me. Wealth doesn't only have to be money. Wealth can be anything that makes you feel happy. So investing in yourself is always a good thing. It's a great thing. That's how I got to be where I'm at right now. Like I was always an entrepreneur since I was a child, thanks to my father who taught me how to weave aloha. And if you want to check out my stuff, I can put it in the link below, but it's Nani Ka'ala. That's my Facebook site for my aloha weaving. I can weave like hats, basket mats, all that kind of stuff, and earrings and jewelry and all that kind of stuff. So, it's natural that once you learn how to do something and somebody else sees it and they don't know how to do it, but they want it, especially if it can be for a gift, especially now it's getting to the holidays, it's only natural that they're willing to pay you for it, right? And so therefore that's how my entrepreneurial story started. When I was a child living up in Waianae Valley, we had Manapua Man. If you don't know what a Manapua Man is, it's pretty much somebody who drives a van around that has all these snacks in it, like from hot foods, which is like noodles, manapuas, or candies, sodas, drinks, toys, right? That they go around all the neighborhoods where all the kids are off of school, and then, just for them to like buy snacks from them. They sell them snacks. It's like practically a mobile convenience store, if you will, for the kids. And so when they always have music playing, so you can hear it from down the road, right? So the Manapua Man's coming, right? Get ready, right? You got to get your money ready. You'll be on a sidewalk and you flag him down because he's going to come by. And if you don't flag him down, he's not going to pull over. That's the rules. So I already knew we was in the middle of our long street up Waianae Valley Road, Kumaipo Street. And I would I would take dollar bills from my mom's wallet, right? Just sneak them out, right? And back then, dollar, that could buy you a lot of stuff from the Manapua Man. So we go out there, wait for the Manapua Man, and then later on, my brother and I are playing, and then my dad goes, he's sitting down in front of the TV, weaving, and he goes, "Hey, you like make money?" I go, "Yeah." So he goes, "Okay, sit down over here, I teach you how to weave aloha." So he taught me how to weave bracelets, earrings, all that kind of stuff, and took me to the craft fairs, right? Like Hilton Hawaiian Village and whatnot. And of course, all the aunties, they see me, and they're like, "Oh, look at him, young kids selling stuff, awesome." And they buy from you, right? Support. And that's when I realized, oh crap, I can make money with my hands. That's nuts. And so that's how it started. My dad took me to more craft fairs. He took me to weaving conventions. I got to meet more kumus, which today a majority of them are no longer alive, and I'm very grateful to have gotten to know them. But it stemmed from there. It is a stem from finances first, but like I said, whatever your passion is, keep going with it. Not only to not fail, but also your mindset will change. And mindset is the next thing I want to talk about. Your mindset will change And I find out it usually does every like 3 to 5 years. Your mindset will change, and my mindset did change. My mindset changed when I became older and more understanding as an adult or young adult in my teens that culture over profit. It's culture over profit all the time. And when I teach my students that, I always tell them the story that I just told you, but then I'll follow up with it's always culture over profits. Okay? But I also believe that everyone has an entrepreneur. Every single culture, every single people, every ethnicity has entrepreneurship in their culture, right? There's always going to be somebody that's going to sell something or barter something for something. You know, it doesn't have to be the euro, it doesn't have to be the dollar bill. It could be a different form of currency that has value to it, but there's still that the supply and demand action going on there. So that's where my entrepreneurship came from. So knowing that money came by my own hand. I still worked, but I always loved having side gigs. You know what? Because I know having a 9-to-5 job has a roof to it. There's always a ceiling to it, that amount of money you can make before you start burning out by overworking yourself. Yeah, you can work a buttload of hours if you want and make as much money versus the average, but you're giving up something to get something. You're giving up free time with your family. You're giving up your health to work more to make money, right? You can always cut back and increase your health and increase your relationship with your loved ones, but that takes away from the making money part, right? Every single aspect in your life has levels to it that you got to learn to juggle, to either equal it out or maybe for a certain time increase this side and it's going to decrease this side, but then stop and then get back to equalizing everything again. That's important to understand that and then enact it. Try it out. Like I said, every 3 to 5 years your mindset will change, and that's okay. You need to reevaluate what your goals are and revisit them and then readjust to be able to still accomplish those goals. So now going into mindset. Mindset is a thing we just pretty much talked about, is that when you know you're going to be making money and money is always going to be in your life, focusing on your finances, even if you feel like, I don't want to work more, you still need to focus on your finances to prevent loss, right? They say you cannot grow wealth by the money you make. You grow wealth by the amount that you keep. So being in finances, you still need to learn about that, because now you'll learn how to lower the output of your finances, like your expenses. Your expenses, things that you pay for, is the output. That's the thing that will take money away from your accounts. Taxes is another thing. That's the unseen money drainer, especially if you're making money. We got to pay taxes no matter what. Did you know we got to pay taxes when we die, when we're born, when we sell stuff, when we buy stuff? We get taxed on every single aspect. That every time money gets moved around, we got to pay taxes on it. So why not learn how to lessen the amount of money that's taken out of your pocket? Because you can. It's not like, only the elite, only the rich can learn how to do that. No, everybody can do that. If you're an American citizen, you are subject to the same rules as everybody else. Majority of 90% of Americans, you know what I mean? The top 10, the top 5, the top 1, they're in a whole different category, right? But still, that doesn't mean you cannot get to that. If you have a strong foundation of knowing how to make money, but also how to save money, and connecting with others and know how to do it even better and tweaking it to make it even tighter, you easily can be up there. Easily be up to that top position. Don't ever, that mindset thing, don't ever cut yourself short. Life is abundant. The universe is abundant. There's never an oversaturation of stuff. You can always get into something and learn how to do it better and benefit from it. Sky's the limit. That's for real. So mindset, manifestation, moving on to that. Manifestation, I learned through personal development courses. I highly suggest every Kane go to some type of a personal development course, because, just like our finances, just like our relationship, we can always better ourselves personally, which is where everything stems from, right? If you persevere through hard work, whether it's like hard labor or on the treadmill or lifting weights or whatever, it's anything you persevere through. What is that thing that gets you through that? Your mind. So why not strengthen your mind so that way you can learn to persevere through anything, right? And persevering through anything is not only making your mind stronger, but also learning how to let things go. If you get wronged, which we all do, if we get misunderstood, which we all do, if we're like misinterpreted, whatever, all the negative stuff, which we all do, if we don't learn how to let it go, that stuff is going to anchor us down, and it's going to affect our health, and it's going to screw the whole damn thing up. So we got to learn to let it go. In personal development courses, I took it, my wife took it. Bruh, that stuff helps, bruh. I'm not even lying. That stuff helps. It really benefited my life, my work, my finances, everything, because everything starts with the mind. If your mind tells you can't do it, you won't do it. But if your mind tells you can, then it's going to continue to work in the route that's going to open doors. Like I remember Steve Harvey. I don't know if you guys all know Steve Harvey. He's one of the king of comedies, but that guy's an entrepreneur big time now, right? He has his own talk show. He's like the host for Family Feud and whatnot. But he has a lot of inspirational quotes. And one of the things I remember him talking about is like your mind, like when you wake up and you start off with things like, oh man, it's a Monday. Oh man, it's raining outside. Oh man, this, like when you start coming first with negative thoughts, right? Your brain is separated into two sides, and each side has a foreman, right? Each side has a captain or whatever you want to call it. And when you start saying negative stuff, the foreman is going to come out, and he's going to the negative side foreman is going to awaken everybody like, hey, yo, boss man's up, and he's all on the negative side today, so we gotta work. All us negative crew on this side, the negative crew, he's on us today. Let's help him out. How can we continue to give negative feedback to our boss up there? And then you're gonna realize, even without noticing it, that your brain is only gonna start focusing on the negative things in your life as that day progresses. And you're gonna think the world's out to get you, right? But it can also work on the good side too. So if you wake up and you're like, oh man, I love it. Today's a great day. I'm going to have a great time. I'm so grateful for my job. I'm grateful for my paycheck. I'm grateful to have all my five senses, like sight, touching, tasting, all those stuff. I'm grateful I can think. I'm grateful I can move, and even like small stuff, like I'm grateful I can hold my shit and my piss in and not, incontinent on myself. I'm grateful that I'm of sound mind and I can still think. I'm grateful I have children. I'm grateful I have people that love me. Now the positive side gets awakened, and the foreman's like, yo, peeps, our boss is up and he's loving his day today. Let's keep helping him out with more stuff that shows him positivity. So that list I just listed off, that's where all of your crew on the positive side is going to be like, bro, let them know we still, we got a job and we're getting a paycheck and we're not homeless, Hey, your kids still love you. Hey, you still got your parents and they love you, oh, hey, they're just throwing out all these positive thoughts that will come to you and will make you grateful and make you happy. And when you're happy, good stuff happens in your body that helps out your health, right? And people will recognize that. They'll be attracted to you. They'll want to become happy too. And bad karma hates happiness. So when they see you having a great day, they're going to be like, oh shit, I don't want to mess with that guy. Let's go find somebody else who's having a bad day, right? And you'll be good. You'll be good to go. So that's exactly what manifestation is all about. You focus on the things that you want in your life. Negativity is always going to be there, but don't focus on that. That's just too easy, In the book that I read, again, The Psychology of Money, not an affiliate, I don't get paid to talk about it, but I love sharing about it. They talk about a topic about pessimism and optimism. If you're not familiar with pessimism and optimism is, I would suggest you look it up a little bit better. But pretty much pessimism is like thinking of the negative stuff all the time. And optimism is the opposite of that, right? Thinking of the positive. I just thought of Optimus Prime, and he's always positive. Anyways, Pessimism is like the more alluring thing in America, right? You think of all the stuff that's on CNN. You think of all of the news reports that come out. Like they say, if somebody talks about how over the course of our life we've become better in the economy, or we've come up leaps and bounds in the medical field, right? People don't really care about that. But when you give one little article about like, oh, there's gonna be a stock market crash, or for example, like the Wright brothers, they talk about how the Wright brothers pretty much shut up everybody about how humans will never fly, right? And nobody gave a shit about that when they actually took flight. They were only concerned about one time when there was a crash, and everybody's like, boom, because everybody only loves like negative thinking. Like that's the thing that keeps everybody like intrigued about wanting to stick around and keep watching, right? Like we want to watch that train wreck. That's how our mind is. Our mind is so quick to absorb negative energy and negative thoughts that we got to work almost extra overtime to keep that stuff out, right? But just like anything, like a muscle, the more you practice, the more you work on building better habits of thinking positive and keeping out the negative, then it's just going to be second nature. It's going to be second nature. You won't have to work on it hard anymore because you will know how to adapt and divert and all that good stuff that keeps you positive. And then the positive doors will open up, and then all that stuff will attract to you. It's for real. It's for real. I know it sounds foo-foo, and I thought that the same time too when I first started learning about this stuff, but that stuff is real. I've experienced it, and I am continuing to experience it. And realistically, it's just much more easier to do to just think positive, you know? What better outcome do we want? Investing, manifestation, all that good stuff, okay? And then last but not least, I'm going to say this before we end up in the next 5 minutes because I'm almost coming up home, but when you hear the naysayers, okay, your mind, you're training your mind to be better, you're taking action, you're not quitting, all that good stuff. When people see you succeeding, friends, loved ones, those that you always thought had your back, childhood friends, when they see you succeeding, let's all hope and pray that they're going to be backing you up and whatnot. But realistically, when people see you succeed, they don't like that. Why? Because it makes them realize where they gave up. It makes them realize where they failed and they couldn't continue. Everybody wants to succeed. So therefore, everybody either tries or doesn't try. But for those that try, high probability they don't continue and persevere through it because the mentality is not strong enough. But yours is, right? You have a great support system. You come on here, you give your questions, we talk, you hear positive feedback and stuff. So you know that you can do it. But not everybody does that because they live in fear and they are attracted to pessimist stuff. So therefore, they're going to try to keep you where you used to be. And that is comfort to them because you are, this might get a little bit deep though, but prior to you upgrading your mind and upgrading your body and your finances and stuff, you were somebody to them. And that somebody is the before person. And that's what made them comfortable in their mind of who you were to them. But now you're changing. Now you're succeeding. And you're changing that comfort, that comfort zone in their minds. Does that make sense? They see you as the younger version of you, the earlier version of you, but now you're the 2.0 version, and they don't have the capacity to compute that in their mind. So therefore, they're going to come back with stuff that's going to sound like they're protecting you in their minds, like, oh, you can't do it, or I don't want you to do it, or you're going to get hurt, or I don't want you to lose money, or you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be positive feedback. It won't happen all the time, and if you get positive feedback, that's awesome. But I want you to prepare for negative feedback because it is a high probability. Remember, people focus on pessimistic stuff. So there is a possibility you will get negative feedback, and I don't want you to hear that shit. Right? We're training our minds. We're becoming more successful. We're realizing that we can block out the negative and only attract positive, because that's what we believe will move the dial in our favor. So when you hear people telling you don't do this, telling you don't do that, you know what I do? I'll be like, okay, thank you. And just by saying, okay, thank you, doesn't mean you're going to do what they say, right? But tell yourself, what is their history? If they say, I can't make money, well then, they better be a millionaire. Because if they're poor, why the hell are they listening to you then? If they say, oh, you won't be able to lose weight, or the diet doesn't work, well, they better be hella fit, because if they overweight and they don't look healthy, why the hell am I listening to you then? You know, like, sorry, I have a car coming, so I just have to wait. But you know what I mean? Like, don't take advice from people that have nothing to back it up, that have no history or proof to back up whatever they're telling you. They're only telling you that because they're scared. They're scared you're going to leave them behind. And you know what? You're probably going to have to. Because once you elevate yourself to a higher level, all they're going to be is anchors to you. And that's not a bad thing. You can still love them. You don't not love them. I'm just saying that sometimes if you want to elevate to a higher level, you're going to have to cut the anchors. That's just how it goes. All right. I think we talked about a good amount today. I love the way that everything is going. It's a beautiful weekend. Tonight we have the Honolulu City Lights Parade. So, you know, I'll be with EMS, probably driving the ambulance. Look for me. Give me a shout out. Say, what's up, KO? You know? Or I follow you on YouTube. Whatever, you know? Nah, you don't have to do that. But yeah. Hey, like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. Leave a comment and stuff, because I really want to know what you guys think. You know what I mean? Like, this is a safe place to talk. No judgments. It's all good. Ka'ohu o ka'alasito, brothers. AKA kill, depending what region you're living in, for your monetary mana'o of the day. You guys have a great day. Aloha.